Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business. Complicated.
Just a quick little clip there because Uncle Trump is back. He's back, ladies and gentlemen, back on YouTube. I believe he's back on Instagram as well. I don't know if he's actually been posting. Obviously, been back on Twitter. Hasn't posted on there, obviously, because of Truth Social. I think he has a contract with Truth Social, which is quite interesting because, you know, last that I checked, Truth Social was struggling a little bit, or the SPAC, I believe it's called, was struggling, which everything is struggling at this point. No thanks to the Democrats, you know, goodness gracious, or all thanks to the Democrats, I should say. So it's really interesting how that's going to play out if, you know, Truth Social is going to fail. You know, maybe it's a great thing that it fails because then he comes back to Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, you know, bigger platforms. I don't know. But anyway, we got to talk about the hypocrisy going on in America today as it pertains to Uncle Trump and the right. All right. So buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. We got a doozy today. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button. If you are new, please be aware there is a scammer in my comment section too. Do not be scammed. The only way to donate to me is through the YouTube platform itself via a super thanks. That's what it's called, a super thanks. Okay, that is the only way to donate to me. If you see something that has my profile picture and my name and they're telling you to go to WhatsApp or Telegram, do not go there. They're probably going to scam you. Might even put a virus on your phone or something. I don't know. But I know they're probably going to scam you for sure. The only way to donate to me is through the YouTube platform itself via a super thanks. Shout out to everybody that has already sent me a care package via a super thanks. Greatly appreciate every single last one of you guys. Thank you so much. All right. Now, like I said, we got to talk about the hypocrisy going on in America because it is just becoming more and more apparent. Like, they legitimately aren't even hiding it anymore. I mean, this stuff is absolutely ridiculous at this point. But let's dive into something that Rachel Maddow recently said. Let's jump into it.
Is this good for Trump politically? Because he is right now a declared candidate for president.
Yes. I mean, I think that he's banking on it being something that helps him, but he is playing with a fire that he doesn't know how to contain and that nobody knows how to contain, right? I mean, I think it is a little unnerving that his first political campaign appearance for his 2024 run is in Waco, right? We're at the 30th anniversary of the Waco standoff, right? If you're talking about trying to engender militant consciousness among Americans about the need to fight the federal government with violence, well, Waco's a nice place to try to do that from.
Oh, you mean like the left does all the time? You know, like the Atlanta situation where they were firebombing a police a facility that they were going to be putting together? Oh, you mean like that? Oh, I'm sorry. I can't talk about that. I'm sorry. Overstepping my bounds.
Nice resonant place to try to do that from. I mean, him being indicted on, on a charge related to campaign finance, tax and business fraud, again, doesn't have to be the end of the world for him and could potentially be a positive for him. But if he's asking for a militant, racially tinged, violent response from his followers, that's something that won't be good for him. You know, January 6th is not good for Trump's political legacy, for all the other things that it is, for all the other things it means for our country. It didn't make him more electable.
So now calling for a protest is now a bad thing. But let's not forget about the left always protesting about everything. But now when Trump says it, though, if Trump says protest, it's a really, really bad thing. Now, I do want to address something that she said there, and she said it could be a good thing. Now, she's right on that. I think it's a fantastic thing because as I said yesterday, and if you haven't seen that video, definitely go and check it out. But as I said yesterday, you don't come for the king unless you're going to kill him. And I don't mean like literally kill him, but that's just a little saying. The saying goes something like that. Don't come for the king unless like you're coming correct or something along those lines. And I'm not calling Trump a king in the literal sense. There's only one king in my humble opinion. But Trump is the leader of the Republican Party by and large, by far. It's not even close, except for in one poll. I think it was a Quinnipiac poll or whatever. I think it's pronounced Quinnipiac. Don't laugh at me if I mispronounce it. I'm sure I butchered that. But anyway, in one poll, Trump was miraculously behind DeSantis somehow, some kind of way. But everything else, he's ahead. Now, it is early. I will say that. But I think by and large, based on the videos we've seen, the polls we've seen, I've taken a poll with you guys. I've asked you guys. I mean, across the board, it's Trump, 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 Trump. Okay? So what I'm saying is you don't come for the king unless you plan on taking him out. And from everything that I understand about this case, or I know about this case, this isn't necessarily going to take him out. This is, in my opinion, going to make him literally the president in 24. That's what I think is going to happen, because obviously you got a lot of Republicans already on his side. The establishment isn't okay. We get that. And they've managed to convince some folks that, they shouldn't be on his side either. But I think once this happens, if this does happen, that is going to really rally the troops, so to speak, not actual troops, but rally the right to completely get behind Trump. The way the left gets behind, their candidate, whomever it may be. They're just like mindless zombies over there. They can't think for themselves at all. They just, oh, well. Is that what MSNBC said and CNN? All right, well, we follow, kind of thing. But I think the right is really going to rally behind Trump. And it's funny that she mentioned fire, because this whole situation, I think, is going to ignite a fire within the right. And I don't mean a fire of violence, but I mean a fight of passion, right? That the left can never put out. The left will never be able to put that fire out. It's going to ignite such a fire that they won't be able to put it out. It's going to be a fire that they can't put out. And like I said, this is going to hand Trump the presidency in 24, in my humble opinion, because not only will the right rally behind Trump, but the middling folks, which there's a lot of them. There are a whole lot of them that are starting to lean to the right. That's going to rally them behind Trump as well. And I've talked about this before. The guys and gals that are closer to the middle, they're starting to see the BS that's going on with the left. I mean, from the black community, which has historically voted Democrat, I think at a over 90% clip. The Hispanic community, which is a high percentage of them vote Democrat. Even the LGBTQ whatever community is starting to leave the left, which is mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. And I made a video on that as well. Everything that I've seen on social media, it's crazy. It's wild. So this will ignite a fire that they will never be able to put out. Ever. But I want to stress the hypocrisy that's going on, because, of course, mainstream media isn't going to really talk about this. They say that, oh, Trump bad because he called for a protest. Well, we can legally protest. That's not against the law. Just because he said protest doesn't mean he's a bad person. But, of course, it's the left. So whenever Trump says anything, it has to be twisted and turned in a negative light. But let me remind you guys about what the left always does and how the left has actually called for violence. Check it out.
Know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there is unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Show me where it says protesters are supposed to be polite and peaceful. That's coming from the left. But of course, Trump bad. Trump bad.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in this country
is white men, most of them radicalized.
White men? Isn't he married to a white man? Isn't Don Lemon married to a white guy? What about AOC? You know what? Let me stop. I'm exposing too much. I'm sorry. Let me shut up. I'm exposing them too much.
To the right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face.
And violence? Isn't that what that is? I'm sorry. I mean, I know definitions of things are changing these days, but last time I checked, when you punch someone in the face, that's actual violence. That is literally an act of violence. That's not just speaking. That's actual violence, right? Okay, I'm just checking. I just want to make sure the definition is still the same. Okay, just want to make sure.
We'll go and take Trump out tonight. And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
Yeah. But the left is peaceful, right? The left is peaceful, and they don't call for any type of violence. But you literally just saw and heard, leftists calling for violence, and you just saw actual violence. So, like, this whole situation is just bonkers to me, just bonkers. And I think it's important that we call them out on their hypocrisy and their lies, right? Maxine Waters, there was a clip of Maxine Waters talking about we need to be careful with Trump and when he calls for people to protest. Oh, really? Really? Simply calling for a protest is a horrible, terrible thing now. Okay. So just remember the next time the left gets angry about something, remember when you go outside of your office, you and Elizabeth Warren and AOC and the squad and everybody else leave out of their offices and call for protests. Remember that. Because if y'all remember after the Roe v. Wade situation, that's exactly what they did. Got in front of a camera and you had people like Elizabeth Warren. I'm so angry. Like, come on, man. Stop. Go be an actor if that's what you want to do. Go be an actor. I mean, sheesh Louise, this stuff is getting ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, man. And, honestly, at this point, part of me hopes he gets arrested, right? For the reason I said earlier. Because from what I know about this entire situation, nothing's going to come about of this. Not a whole lot, from what I know. And maybe I'm wrong. Okay? Because from my understanding, and I don't understand all of the facts of this, but from my understanding, it's already been looked into by multiple agencies, including the previous Attorney General. So I don't know. Like I said, I think this is Alvin trying to dangle a woke token in front of the left. Hey, look, guys, look what I did, kind of thing. And I think it's going to end up majorly backfiring on the left if this actually happens, which is part of the reason why I'm hoping it does at this point. Yeah, arrest him, sure. Book him, get his fingerprints, take his mug shot, whatever. And from my understanding, the Secret Service isn't going to allow him out of their sight. So from my understanding, now don't quote me on this, okay? He'll get fingerprinted, he'll get a mug shot, and he'll get bail, and he'll be out of there. So yeah, please do. And when nothing comes of this, absolutely nothing. Oh man, even if even if he went to jail, if he ain't going to jail for 10 plus years, if he's not if he's not going to jail for over 2-3 years, oh man, woo, definitely going to be an inferno that they will never be able to put out. And I don't mean like a fire, like a damaging fire. I just mean just like the passion within the right, the passion within those middling folks that are going to fall over to the right. Oh man, they don't know the type of poop that they're stepping into. But hey, and once again, to not be confusing, because you got people like Maxine Waters and Rachel Maddow that want to lie about stuff. Okay, in my estimation, I'm not calling for violence or trying to promote any type of violence. I want to make that completely clear before anybody tries to twist my words. All right, I'm talking about passion. Okay, passion and violence are totally different. You can be passionate about something without being violent. All right, so for all those leftists that are going to try to twist words and things, I wanted to make that clear. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about this entire situation. I think it's a sham, personally, and you're literally handing Trump the presidency in 24. But what do y'all think? Maybe I'm wrong. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button if you're new. Peace and love. I'm out.